Hi everyone, and welcome to LSBF TV. A warm welcome to those of you who are joining me today. You can say hi and hello in the comments section below. It is very nice to be here working through AAT assessments that are produced by the AAT themselves, and these assessments are created to ensure that students gain the confidence to pass, be successful and succeed in their exams. We're going to be going through a series of assessment tasks very slowly over a 10-week period, and this will give you the confidence that you need to go away and try such questions yourself. Allow me to begin by introducing myself. My name is Ridwana Uddin. I'm one of the tutors here at LSBF. And I love to teach financial accounting, and this one, bookkeeping transactions, will be the very first one that I've ever taught, so it's quite dear and close to my heart. The questions here are going to be testing you on your skills of cash books, sales days book, purchases days book, but it also assesses students on their ability to calculate VAT, amounts due to customers, amounts due from customers, amounts due to suppliers. So this is the first task that we're going to be dealing with today. So this is task number 1, and it's a question based on sales invoices. Okay, so you may want to grab a pen, paper and a calculator, and then we can work through this task together. Okay, so a sales invoice is being prepared for goods supplied as shown in the customer order below. So you can see the examiner has given you some information, and it's pretty clear if the examiner is giving you a sales invoice, it's likely that you have to fill in a sales day book, or it could be that you have to check if the amounts shown on the sales invoice add up correctly to what you expect to receive. Now, it's a task that students do very well in, as per the examiner's comments, but again, there are some weaknesses that students face, which would be the calculation of VAT and also dealing with prompt payment discounts. So this is a wonderful task to clear any confusions that you've got. So we've got this customer order, JABC Limited, order number 3971, and the customer has asked us to supply 120 units of product JBZ at 360 each, less 7.5% trade discount. Okay? Be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Prompt payment discounts are different to trade discounts, and you can watch our videos that we have created here at LSBF so you can understand the importance of differentiating between the two and the exact calculations that you need to gain as many marks as possible. Alright? So, part A of the question is for 4 marks, and my aim would be to try and get 4 out of 4, because I need to ensure that on the easy bits I can get as many marks as possible, and the bits that I find challenging I can come back to later. My task is to ensure that I can get as many marks as possible in the quickest time possible. As I'm explaining these to you, I won't be able to do it as fast as I expect, but we can discuss the issues and we can find out what main weaknesses that students face. Okay, so just a repeat of part A of the question. This is task number 1. We are going to be doing the calculation of the amounts to be included in the invoice. Okay, so we may need to not actually prepare an entire extract of the sales invoice, but just little bits and pieces of it. Okay, number 1. Net amount before the discount. Okay, net amount before the discount. This is easily calculated. I'm going to scroll back up again so you can see the amounts. That the customer wants 120 units, and these are valued at £3.60. So to find the net amount before the discount, all you need to do is take 120 units and times it by 360, and that is the amount before calculating the discount. So let me grab a little working space here. This is 120 units. And these are priced at £3.60. Okay, So 120 times 360, if you grab your calculators, I've got this really nice pink one that I've had for a very long time, and because I've had it for such a long time, it's worn off in bits and pieces. Okay, so 432, that will be the price before deducting any amount of discount. So let me just nicely type that on here. 432. 432 pounds. There you go. Very nice, very easy. So make sure you answer the question. Don't do what you want to do. Make sure you do what the examiner wants you to do. So we've got 4 marks and we've got 4 boxes, as you can see on the screen, and I'm guessing probably you've got a mark for each requirement here in part A. So work through it carefully but quick enough so you're confident that you've got the full marks in this section. Right, the second item is the net amount after discount. Okay, so the customer has been offered a 7.5% trade discount. So I need to take the amount before discount and then net off or take away 7.5% of that. So if you guys know what would be the net amount after 7.5%, can you please give me a value in the chat box below? What do you guys think? So as we are calculating this, we take £432 and we minus 7.5% of this. So that's going to be 7.5% of £432. Okay, so make sure that if you're using your calculator, you get the percentages correct as well. Instead of putting 0.7, you might accidentally do 7.5, when the actual amount should be 0.075. So I know, I'm sure that students are quite nervous in the exam, but you need to show the examiner that you are brimming with confidence, okay? Or you've got other functions here in this scientific calculator where you can just press 7.5 and there is a percentage symbol. You make sure that you understand the beauty of your calculator and how to work it. Because if you use a brand new calculator on the day of your exam, it could mean that you're not familiar with the settings and you're going to get frustrated and you waste a lot more time than anticipated. So just try and be calm and collective and work through your calculator before the actual exam. Okay, so anyways, back to what I was saying. 7.5% of 432, that's going to be £32.40. So 432 take away that discount gives me a net amount to be 399.60. Okay, so let me just type my answer then. 399.60. Okay, that is the net amount after deducting discount. Now we're going to do the VAT amount. Well, students find dealing with VAT quite tough because the weaker students will base VAT on the amount before discount. But as you would learn in your studies, that the VAT is calculated after deducting the trade discount, but before deducting the prompt payment discount. So the amount after discount, 399.60, must be multiplied by the tax rate. Now in your AAT assessments, the tax rate that you should apply is 20%. So let me grab my calculations first. 399.60, then you times it by 20%. Now the bits that I'm doing here are the calculations or the workings. You can be doing them on a scrap piece of paper that you've got in front of you, and you don't have to show the examiner the workings because the assessment is in a computer software format. All they want you to do is fill in the final answer, and that's what you'll get your marks on. The calculations, the workings, this should be done by yourself, and this is just something that I have done to get you to understand that the calculations are like this or like that, etc., etc.
So £399.60 times 20%, if I type that on the calculator, I'm getting £79.92. So let me just put that in there, £79.92. To finish it off, the examiner wants the total amounts due from the customer. Well, the customer is going to be paying me an amount after the discount, plus they'll pay me the VAT, or the sales tax amount. So the total due will simply be £399.60 plus the VAT amount of £79.92. So if we type that on the calculator, £399.60 plus £79.92, I'm getting £479.52. 479.52. There we go. I'm typing it slowly just to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. My task is to get the correct answer so I can gain as many marks as possible. That's what I'm here to do, to pass this assessment. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is part A of the exercise. Let's move on to part B. It says, what will be the amount entered in the sales day book when the invoice in A has been prepared? So you have to use your answer from part A and enter the answers for part B. If your answers to part A are wrong, but you've entered the correct amount in the relevant spaces, then you can still get full marks in part B. Okay? So the sales day book records all the invoices that we have sent to credit customers, and we will have analysis columns: the total amount due from the customer, the VAT amount due, and therefore the net amount. So using the calculations from part A, the total amount due is 479.52. The VAT amount is 79.92. And the net amount is going to be £399.60. £399.60. And there you have it. So here the examiner is testing you on your ability to understand that the total the customer will pay you will include the VAT. But the net amount, that will go to your sales account. But the VAT will go to your sales tax control account, because the amount that you've collected from the customer is due to HMRC, or the tax authorities. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Part B, very nice, very easy. Now allow us to move on to part C of the exercise. Part C, we're still carrying on with the customer JABC. It says a cheque for £15.67 has been received from JABC, which they incorrectly, okay, so the examiner has mentioned this, they have incorrectly stated that this is full settlement of the account at the 28th of February. The customer's account in the sales ledger is shown below. So we know the customer paid us some money, but this does not clear their account. This is an incorrect amount that they have stated that will settle the account. So when we look at the customer's accounts in the subsidiary ledger or in the sales ledger, or we've got the receivables ledger, then we would see actually the amount due from the customer. And if they've paid us £15.67, we can then find out how much they are yet to pay us, or how much they still owe us. Okay, so we've got JABC, that's their customer account, okay, and part C of the question, you can see there, just up there, show which three, okay, show which three transactions are still outstanding by circling the relevant transactions below, okay? So we've got the individual customer accounts. They've paid us some money, but they haven't settled their account. They still owe us some money. So the examiner is asking which three transactions are outstanding by circling the relevant transactions. So in the actual assessment software, you'll be receiving boxes to tick. And then these boxes can be unticked if you are not happy with your final answer. And I think once you click a box, it gets shaded in a blue-grey sort of tone. So that means that you have chosen this particular box. But if you've changed your mind, then you can unclick it and then you can start answering the question again. So don't worry. Make sure before you sit the real exam, you go onto the AAT website and you try their assessments. There are 2 assessments that you can attempt, and all of these will cover a range of things that will be tested from the syllabus. Plus you've got the answers, which is an excellent way to check if you've got it right or wrong, and to make sure, give you the confidence you are able to do such things on the real day. Anyways, back to what we were discussing here. Which 3 transactions are still outstanding, and therefore you need to circle the relevant transactions below. If they've paid me $15.67, I need to know how much they owe me as at the 28th of February. So I will need to balance this customer's individual account. And if you remember how to balance accounts, you are going to be very successful for any of the financial accounting papers, especially at level 2. We've got here the calculation of the balance carried down, okay? How do you balance this account? You will add down the debit column and the credit column, choosing the higher total of the 2. So if I add down the credit column, that's 480 plus 869 plus 32 plus 110, that's given me 1491. But the 1349 plus 270 plus 1208 plus 391 plus 3420, that is 6638. So clearly the debit side is higher than the credit side. So I'm just going to place my totals here, 6638, 6638 at the bottom of both columns. Now the difference between the credits total and the debits total will give us the balance carried down. So as at the 28th of February, we have a balance carried down of how much? So you do 6638, take away the totals from the credit side, and that will give me 5147. Whoops, 5147, there you go, 5147. So as at the 28th of February, the customer owes me 5147, but the customer paid me 1567, so clearly they owe me a little bit more money. So how would I find out the amount that the customer owes me, or the amount that is outstanding as at the 28th of February? Okay, well, first of all, let's just find out how much they owe me after the amount that they've paid. Let's just start from there. 5147 is the amount that they owe me as at the 28th of Feb. Then they paid me 1567. So if I do 5147, take away 1567, I've got 3580. Okay, so the amount outstanding is 3580. So I need to look at this customer individual account and find out which 3 of these will add up to 3580. Now I think I'll take a massive guess and I'll start choosing 3420 because it's the 28th of February and it's likely that they haven't received a customer invoice yet and therefore they haven't paid us the amount due. So let's just start by adding that, 3420, okay, and then we can also assume that they haven't yet realised that we have sent or issued them with a credit note. So if we issue them with a credit note, it means that they owe us £110 less. So I'm going to deduct that then, £110 less. What's the net figure here? 3420, take away 110, which means they are going to be still owing me 3310. Okay, so I think that one there. What else do we have? So 3310, how do I get from 3310 to 3580? Let's see, 3580 take away 3310, which gives me an outstanding figure of 270. Okay, so let me just explain this in a little bit more detail. The customer still owes us 5147. They paid us 1567, so the net amount they owe us is 3580. And now I've put a dollar sign in there, which is the wrong thing to do because we're working in pounds. There we go. So the pounds amount, 3310. Okay. If they haven't yet paid us for 3420, it means they still owe us 3420. And if they haven't acknowledged the receipt of this credit note, it means, well, according to us, they owe us £110 less, which means the net amount at this point is 3310. So, according to our calculations, they owe us that much, but the 3580 is the amount outstanding after 1567, and the net figure that they owe us is 270. Now, looking at the customer's individual accounts, I can see that the only transaction that has a balance of 270 is invoice 1223. So I'm assuming that there's probably a dispute with this invoice and they haven't yet paid us. So if I add that now, plus 270, I'm getting 3580. And ladies and gentlemen, there you can see it. So the 3420, the 110 and the 270 all add up to the net amount 3580. So let me circle the correct answers. Invoice 1223, so that's one of the answers. Invoice 1281, that's the second answer. And then credit note 96, that's the third answer. So I've just selected which three transactions are outstanding. Okay. So there you have it, guys. That is section C of this task. Let's move on to the final bit, which is part D of the question. Okay. A quotation to supply goods for £3,550 plus VAT has been sent to JABC Limited, offering a prompt payment discount of 2% for payment within 10 days. Part D, for 2 marks, what will be the amount JABC pay if they purchase the goods and pay within 10 days? Okay. So the examiner here is testing the application of prompt payment discounts. If the customer pays us some money, they'll pay the net amount plus the VAT, but minus any prompt payment discounts. This is the knowledge that you've gained in your studies, and now the examiner's asking you to apply the knowledge so they can test you whether or not you've understood it. So if the goods cost 3550, I will add VAT onto this, okay? So 3550, add 20% of this. That will give me 3550 times 20%. That will give me 4260. 4260, okay? So that's the amount due, including VAT. But the prompt payment discount is for 2% for payment within 10 days. And if the customer does pay within 10 days, they'll pay us 4260, yeah? 4260, take away a 2% discount. So 4260, take away 2% of that. That gives me 4174.80. So 4174.80. And that is the amount that JABC will pay if they pay within 10 days. Okay, so let me just finalise the question before I talk about weaknesses that students would face here. 4174.80. There we go. So I've completed the task and I've got full marks. If the payment is paid within 10 days, then the amount that we've invoiced would be different to the amount that they've paid. So in the AAT studies, what the student is expected to do is understand that the supplier will issue the customer with a credit note for the difference of the amount. Okay? And if the customer does not pay within 10 days, then the amount that is due is simply 4260. Okay? Please remember here that the VAT is deducted after trade discounts, but not adjusted for prompt payment discounts. Prompt payment discounts are otherwise known as cash discounts or early settlement discounts. These are offered to customers as an incentive for them to pay the amount before the invoice date. Okay? And the examiner did mention that the common errors were that they need to calculate or understand a little bit more that the amount received will be the total amount and not the net amount. Okay? And it's also advisable to students that the balancing of T accounts is absolutely necessary, because this will allow you to identify how much is due from customers and find out any bits and pieces that are left over. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of this assessment task. Allow me to emphasise what we've learned and recap the requirements for this task. Okay? So it's very important that you understand where your strengths and your weaknesses are. If you believe that this is a question that you can get full marks on, then I strongly advise that you do this question first. There is no rule that you must do each task in chronological order. It's helpful if you go through each task within the first 10 minutes of the assessment and flagging the questions that you believe that you should do first, because that's where you can get majority of the marks. There will be other bits that can be challenging, but you can come back to those later. Please make sure that you understand the difference between VAT and prompt payment discount and filling in the most important books of prime entry. Examples would be the cash book, sales day book and the purchases book. Thank you very much for joining me. We wish you all the best with your studies here at LSBF TV. Take care, guys.